Imagine thinking you've buried your deepest secrets forever, only for the person closest to you to be the one to drag them back into the spotlight. That's exactly what just happened with Chrissy Lampkin after Jim Jones's shocking tape surfaced, unleashing a storm of revelations she never wanted the world to hear. The footage didn't just shake their relationship, it shattered Chrissy's carefully protected image and exposed secrets she fought to keep hidden for years. And now, with the internet on fire and fans dissecting every second, the question isn't just what was on the tape. It's whether Chrissy's world will ever recover from the fallout. The drama inside hip-hop and love and hip-hop circles has always been messy, unpredictable, and filled with secrets ready to spill. But this latest scandal between Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin has shaken the culture to its core. It all started when a private tape, allegedly connected to Jim Jones, surfaced unexpectedly. The footage and audio weren't supposed to see the light of day, but when it leaked, everything Chrissy had been desperately trying to keep hidden came rushing into the spotlight. Fans are saying this is the aftermath of years of buried secrets, and Chrissy, who once stood strong beside Jim through countless battles, now seems broken under the weight of exposure. Let's rewind for a moment. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin have always been one of the most iconic yet controversial couples in the hip-hop and reality TV world. Their love story, showcased in front of millions on Love and Hip Hop, wasn't just about romance. It was about survival, loyalty, betrayal, and the constant battle to maintain power in a world that feeds off drama. For years, Chrissy tried to hold the image of being the woman who stuck by Jim's side no matter what, but behind closed doors, things weren't as picture-perfect as the cameras made them seem. Now this new tape, which reportedly features Jim in moments that were never supposed to be public, has done more than just embarrass him. It's forced Chrissy to face ugly truths she worked hard to bury. Social media immediately erupted, not just because of Jim's involvement, but because of what the tape implied about Chrissy's role in protecting him. Many fans believe she knew more than she let on, and when the secrets came spilling out, Chrissy couldn't control the narrative anymore. People close to the couple are whispering that Chrissy had warned Jim for years to keep certain things locked away, fearing that his choices and associations could eventually destroy them both. And now, with the footage out in the open, it looks like her biggest fear has come true. The shocking part is Chrissy's reaction. Eyewitnesses and insiders claim Chrissy broke down in tears when the tape leaked. Not the kind of tears we see on reality TV for the cameras, but real unfiltered pain, filtered. Those who know her say she's not just devastated by Jim's actions, but also by how the exposure makes her look. For a woman who's built her image on strength, power, and being the ride-or-die partner, this kind of scandal strikes directly at her pride and reputation. Online fans are split. Some are sympathizing with Chrissy, saying she's given Jim everything, her youth, her loyalty, her sacrifices, and this is how she's repaid. Others argue that Chrissy enabled Jim's behavior for years and is now facing the aftermath of choices she refused to confront earlier. Hashtags like #PrayForChrissy and Chrissy Exposed started trending, with fans debating whether she deserves pity or accountability. The real kicker? Sources suggest the tape doesn't just involve Jim, but also exposes conversations and names Chrissy tried to keep far away from the public eye. Old rumors about Jim's infidelity, financial troubles, and shady dealings are resurfacing, and this time Chrissy is being dragged into the mess with him. She allegedly tried to block certain people from speaking out in the past, but now, with the evidence floating online, it's impossible to silence the chatter. One insider revealed that Chrissy screamed at Jim after the leak, allegedly saying, "You just ruined everything I built." That line alone reveals how deep this scandal cuts. For Chrissy, it's not just about love or betrayal, it's about her legacy, image, and credibility. Fans are also bringing up the couple's rocky history on Love and Hip Hop. We've seen Chrissy call Jim out for not committing fully, we've watched her clash with other women, and we've seen her fight to keep their relationship stable despite constant rumors. Now, people are saying the show was only scratching the surface, and the tape confirms that the drama behind closed doors was far worse than what VH1 cameras ever caught. Jim, on the other hand, hasn't fully addressed the tape. He's stayed mostly silent, letting speculation grow, while Chrissy seems to be the one emotionally unraveling. Some say this is Jim's strategy. Stay quiet, wait for the storm to pass. But Chrissy doesn't have that luxury. As a woman tied directly to Jim's name and reputation, the tape affects her just as much, if not more. public perception has shifted dramatically. Not too long ago, Chrissy was admired as the loyal partner who never gave up on love, even when it tested her patience. Now, critics are painting her as a woman who sacrificed her dignity to cover for a man who never truly respected her sacrifices. That's why her breakdown feels so raw. It's the culmination of years of bottled-up frustration, denial, and the painful realization that her image is now forever linked to this scandal. Meanwhile, other love and hip-hop stars have started to chime in subtly. Without naming names, some cast members have posted shady messages on Instagram, hinting that the truth always comes out and that you can't build happiness on lies. Fans are connecting the dots, convinced that people in Chrissy's circle already knew this day would come. But here's the deeper question. What exactly was Chrissy hiding? Reports suggest there's more than one layer to this story. Some insiders claim Chrissy had knowledge of Jim's risky lifestyle choices and worked hard to keep them under wraps. Others believe she may have even made sacrifices, financially or personally, to ensure those secrets never reached the public. If that's true, then this leak doesn't just expose Jim's mistakes, it exposes Chrissy's complicity too. As messy as this sounds, one thing is clear. Chrissy is at a crossroads. Will she continue to stand by Jim even after this humiliating ordeal? Or will this be the moment she finally puts herself first? Fans are watching closely, and for many, this feels like the final chapter of Jim and Chrissy's roller coaster love story. Whatever Chrissy decides, this tape marks a turning point. Her breakdown shows the cracks in her armor, and while some might criticize her for staying too long, others believe this is the wake-up call she needed. The aftermath is only beginning, and the secrets spilling now could change everything we thought we knew about Chrissy and Jim. And let's not forget, in the entertainment world, a scandal like this doesn't just disappear. Blogs, YouTube channels, and gossip pages are already dissecting every detail, and the longer Jim and Chrissy stay silent, the more the speculation grows. Some are even saying a bigger revelation is coming, something even Chrissy doesn't know yet. This is more than just a leaked tape. It's a test of loyalty, love, and legacy. And Chrissy, whether she likes it or not, is now at the center of one of the biggest storms in her life. The internet had already gone into full meltdown after the leak of Jim Jones' tape, but the second wave of chaos came with Chrissy Lampkin's emotional response. For years, Chrissy built her reputation on being the strong, fiery woman who stood toe-to-toe with Jim, defended him, and fought off any woman who dared come close. But in the aftermath of this shocking exposure, fans were seeing a completely different side of her. Vulnerable, shaken, and at times broken. Reports say Chrissy couldn't even leave her house for days after the tape surfaced. Friends close to her revealed she was sobbing uncontrollably and isolating herself from the public. The clip of Jim, with his words and actions out in the open, painted a version of their relationship Chrissy never wanted anyone to see. It wasn't just about infidelity, it was about trust, pride, and the years she had spent defending him against public criticism. When the tape first dropped, the blogs went into overdrive. Some immediately speculated that this was just another publicity stunt to keep Jim and Chrissy relevant, especially with love and hip-hop constantly feeding on real-life drama. But this didn't look like a staged event. Chrissy's silence spoke volumes. Normally quick to clap back, she stayed quiet, which told fans this cut deeper than any other rumor she had faced. Behind the scenes, things reportedly got explosive between Chrissy and Jim. Sources say Chrissy confronted him directly, demanding to know how the tape even existed and why he would let himself get caught slipping like that. Jim, always known for his smooth talking, allegedly tried to downplay the situation, calling it old news and something that shouldn't matter anymore. But Chrissy wasn't buying it. She felt betrayed, not just by the content of the tape, but by the humiliation of everyone knowing her private business. It wasn't long before cameras started catching Chrissy out in public looking visibly distraught. Paparazzi spotted her leaving a restaurant in New Jersey with tears in her eyes, refusing to. Answer any questions. That single photo went viral, with fans split down the middle, some offering her sympathy, while others criticized her for staying with Jim despite years of red flags. This wasn't the first time Chrissy had faced public humiliation in her relationship. Fans of Love and Hip Hop will never forget the countless times she pressed Jim for marriage, only to be met with excuses. From the infamous proposal scene, where Chrissy got down on one knee and asked Jim to marry her, to the more recent years of unanswered questions about their future, Chrissy has always been painted as the one fighting for stability, while Jim kept dodging commitment. Now, with this tape out in the open, it felt like the last straw. Many fans began resurfacing old clips of Chrissy warning Jim about making her look stupid in public. One clip in particular, where Chrissy said, "I don't ask for much, just respect me," went viral again, with fans calling it prophetic. But what shocked everyone even more were the whispers about what the tape really revealed. Some insiders claimed Jim was having conversations that not only exposed disloyalty, but also hinted at financial secrets he never wanted Chrissy, or the public, to know about. While those details remain unconfirmed, the narrative quickly spiraled out of control. People weren't just talking about infidelity anymore. They were accusing Jim of hiding entire parts of his life from Chrissy. This led to a wave of commentary online, with some fans pointing fingers at Chrissy herself. They argued that she had ignored warning signs for years, choosing to prioritize her image as Jim's ride or die over confronting his behavior head-on. Others defended her, saying she gave her life to a man who continually embarrassed her, and the blame should fall squarely on him. The division in the fan base only intensified when Chrissy's alleged private messages began circulating online. Screenshots, though unverified, showed Chrissy confiding in a close friend, saying she was done being humiliated and that she didn't know how much longer she could fight for a man who won't fight for me. Whether those messages were real or fake, the public latched onto them, further fueling speculation that a breakup was inevitable. Meanwhile, Jim seemed unbothered. He appeared on social media posting cryptic messages about haters always talking and real ones don't fold under pressure. Instead of directly addressing the scandal, he leaned into his usual bravado, brushing it off like noise. But fans weren't buying it. To them, this wasn't just noise. It was a reflection of years of dysfunction in his relationship with Chrissy. The contrast between Jim's public bravado and Chrissy's private breakdown made the situation even more heartbreaking. It highlighted a power imbalance that had always been there but was now impossible to ignore. Chrissy was the one carrying the emotional weight, while Jim was brushing it off like business as usual. The tape also sparked intense debate about whether Love and Hip Hop cameras would pick up this storyline. Mona Scott Young, the mastermind behind the franchise, has never shied away from exploiting real-life scandals for ratings. Some insiders claimed producers were already scrambling to figure out how to spin the drama into the next season's narrative. If that happens, Chrissy's heartbreak could end up being broadcast for the world to consume, adding another layer of humiliation. Still, Chrissy wasn't without support. Many of her longtime fans flooded her social media with love and encouragement, telling her to walk away from Jim once and for all. Even some cast members from Love and Hip Hop reportedly reached out privately, expressing sympathy and urging her to focus on herself. But the burning question remained: would Chrissy actually leave Jim this time? Or would she once again swallow her pride, stand by his side, and weather the storm? That uncertainty is what kept fans glued to the story. Because no matter how many times they've watched Chrissy and Jim go through the cycle of drama, heartbreak, and reconciliation, this tape felt different. It felt like something even Chrissy couldn't just brush under the rug. The fallout was brutal, and Chrissy's image, once a symbol of strength and resilience, was now one of heartbreak and vulnerability. Fans didn't just see her as a fiery personality anymore. They saw her as a woman who had given years of her life to a man who didn't seem to value her the way she deserved. And while Chrissy broke down behind closed doors, the world kept talking. The hashtags kept trending. The blogs kept posting. The story wasn't going away anytime soon. What nobody knew at that moment was that part 3 of this saga would bring even more shocking revelations. Because the tape wasn't the end of Jim's secrets. It was just the beginning. The fallout after Jim Jones's leaked tape didn't just fade away overnight. It grew into a storm that shook Chrissy's world in ways she could have never imagined. For years, Chrissy Lampkin was seen as the strong, confident partner who always had Jim's back. But the tape exposed cracks in her armor, revealing a side she desperately wanted to keep hidden. Suddenly, the world wasn't just judging Jim Jones. They were tearing Chrissy apart piece by piece. At first, Chrissy tried to stay silent. She thought ignoring the whispers, the blogs, and the endless social media memes would protect her peace. But silence only made things worse. Fans and critics began painting their own narratives, accusing her of being manipulative, controlling, and even disloyal to Jim. And the worst part? Some of those closest to her were starting to believe it. Behind closed doors, Chrissy was breaking down. She wasn't eating, barely sleeping, and avoiding calls from friends who wanted answers. The once fiery and outspoken Chrissy was now retreating into the shadows, trying to figure out how to pick up the shattered pieces of her reputation. The tape didn't just embarrass her, it exposed secrets she thought she buried long ago. Private conversations, moments of vulnerability, and things she had confided in Jim were now out for the world to dissect. Fans weren't just questioning her relationship with Jim, they were questioning her entire identity. Was she the strong woman she always claimed to be, or was she hiding behind a facade this whole time? Adding fuel to the fire, some of Jim's associates began speaking out in interviews. A few hinted that the tape revealed the real Chrissy, and that people shouldn't be surprised by the way things unfolded. That betrayal hit Chrissy harder than anything, because it confirmed her worst fear. People she thought were in her corner had turned their backs. Even Jim, despite standing up for her publicly, was conflicted in private. He knew Chrissy was hurting, but he also couldn't deny the fact that their relationship had always been rocky. The tape only amplified what they had both been avoiding: years of unresolved tension and unspoken resentment. As the backlash grew, Chrissy decided she couldn't stay quiet anymore. Cameras captured her arriving at a friend's house in tears, visibly shaken, as paparazzi bombarded her with questions. Later, she sat down with a close confidant and admitted the toll this scandal had taken on her. She confessed she felt like the world was laughing at her pain, that the love story she had tried to build with Jim was now a circus act for everyone else's entertainment. Her breakdown was real, and it was raw. She admitted feeling betrayed not just by Jim, but by the universe. She had sacrificed years of her life, fought battles to defend her man, and put her pride on the line for their love, only for everything to come crashing down because of one tape. Social media had a field day with her emotional collapse. Some sympathized, saying no woman deserved that kind of public humiliation. Others mocked her, calling it karma for the way she had handled her past feuds on reality TV. For every person offering support, there were 10 more ready to tear her down. What made things worse was the way the industry reacted. Invitations to certain events stopped coming. Brands that had once wanted to work with Chrissy suddenly distanced themselves, not wanting to be associated with the controversy. It was as if the world was punishing her for secrets that weren't entirely hers to begin with. But Chrissy isn't the type to stay down forever. After weeks of isolation, she began plotting her next move. Friends close to her revealed that she started journaling, recording her thoughts, and even considering writing a tell-all book. If the world wanted to hear her story, she decided she would be the one to tell it, and on her terms. Still, the scars from the tape won't heal overnight. Her trust in Jim was fractured, her relationships with friends were strained, and her confidence had been shaken. But if there's one thing fans know about Chrissy, it's that she thrives in chaos. Every time people count her out, she finds a way to bounce back stronger. In the aftermath, Jim Jones faces his own set of challenges, trying to repair the damage, done not just to their relationship but to Chrissy's spirit. Yet the question remains, can their love survive when the whole world has seen its ugliest side? Because if there's one truth this scandal has revealed, it's that secrets never stay buried forever, and when they surface, they can destroy everything in their path. Chrissy's breakdown wasn't just about embarrassment. It was about betrayal, heartbreak, and the realization that the person she trusted most may have been the one to hurt her the deepest. The world will be watching to see what she does next. Will Chrissy Lampkin retreat for good, or will she come back with vengeance? Ready to reclaim her crown? One thing is certain, this tape changed everything, and the aftermath is only just beginning. And there you have it. Another chapter in the never-ending saga of love, betrayal, and explosive drama in the world of Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin. From leaked tapes to emotional breakdowns, this situation proves that secrets never stay hidden for long, and the truth always finds its way to the surface. But here's the real question. Do you think Chrissy can bounce back from this, or has this scandal done damage that even she can't recover from? Will Jim stand by her side, or will this crack their relationship wide open for good? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us know where you stand in this heated debate. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the drama, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps us keep bringing you the latest updates. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the chaos. Trust me, what's coming next is even wilder than what you've just seen. Stay locked in, because the story is far from over.